Hey, this is Time Bomb, and if it's your first time checking out the channel, hit that subscribe button to catch all the updates. Thanks a lot for joining me here today. I'm just going to go over my Super Bowl in my CFM here. I don't know if you guys do CFMs, but I'm having a ton of fun. I'm in a couple of them here to end the year. I can see in this play I'm using my Casino Blitz that I did a breakdown on just a little bit ago. That's the play that I'm using in this league. The only rule in this league is that you really can't spam plays. So, I mean, if you're using like a cover two, you can only use it 2 out of 3 plays, let's say, and you got to kind of switch it up the third play. So, you know, still, you want to mix it up. You want to keep your opponent guessing, too. So we see here, it's in the fourth with 40 seconds left. He's down by 9. He's got the ball, so he kicks the field goal because he's got all his timeouts here, which is, I think, a good call at the end of a game. It's a good strategy to go that way. I've been a little bit sick lately, so my voice sounds off, but I felt like dropping this video too. So we see here now, he's got all his timeouts, 40 seconds left. He's going to kick it off and hope to play good defense. And I'm thinking, you know what, I just want to run the ball, and then I'll kick it down, and I should be good to go. But he had been playing pretty good offense in the second half. I think I had it like a weird lead. I don't know, 17. I guess I've scored 2 touchdowns. I think it was up like 10. I don't know how he has 11 points. I must have taken a safety or something. Something very strange is going on. Maybe he went for 2. I'm not sure about this score now. But so I'm just gonna run the ball here, just gonna hammer it across. That's what I'm thinking, and then punt the ball if I have to, and just keep it simple. Just make him burn all his timeouts. This is for the Super Bowl right here. So this is for what I've been playing for it. I think we had 21 people in this league. My other league is full, and I haven't been able to win the Super Bowl there. But here I'm getting there. I'm in the big game. That's a good game to start it out and burn his first time out. So I got 6 on that one. And I'm just going to runs that have been really successful for me all game. This 0-1 trap, I think I've talked about that all year. It's one of my favorite runs. It's been really successful against the 3-3-5 in a lot of cases. But here I'm just doing it to, just mix up my running back and keep that change. And are you guys doing that still this year? I like to switch up my running backs basically. I had rarely run the same running back 2 plays in a row. I've been switching them up in Mutt or regs or whatever it might be. Maybe draft champs is the most. Here I only get a yard on that one. He must have seen that coming. Maybe even ran commit up the middle, was able to stop that. Yeah, I see like 6 guys coming and a user probably down there. So again, I'm going to go with this I formation and just try to get a couple yards with this stretch here. It's pretty stretch and dive, always the best runs it seems. Whereas I guess a little bit of pitch here and there, if depending on someone's scheme, might work. I was using it earlier in the year, but it looks pretty good. I think on my matchups over here to the left side, I think a lot of great blocking and a little bit of a hole. And I feel like I should have been able to get that first down, but he stops me short. And this is what I'm thinking. He's used his last time out there. I'm 4th in inches. I know I've been using my goal line earlier in the game to get these short yardages, and he hadn't been playing it well. So I said, you know what? I'm going with it again. I got my fullback dive. I've got the sneak, and I've got the pitch if I think it looks good to the outside. And I felt like I could. I only need to make 1 or 2 plays, really stops. Maybe, if he gets a completion and it's not in the end zone, he's going to lose a lot of clock time. And so I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to go up the middle, but he's kind of got it locked up, so I switch it over to the pitch. Here I'm going to take the pitch and then flip the side, because I've only got 2 guys on that left side to basically, and 4 blockers over there, so look at all that space. I'm able to cut that inside, back out, and that's how I seal the Super Bowl there. Kind of a risky play, but I felt like I can make the stop, I think, on defense, even if I hadn't gotten that first down, and he shut me down. So then I'm going to let the clock run out with a 17-11 victory in the Super Bowl. Pretty tight game, pretty fun game. I feel like my opponent was pretty mad because he really couldn't get his offense going that game, and I think that was for him kind of like unfortunate because he's a really good player. Like, he's beaten me in our other league. I think most of the times we've played twice there and maybe once in this league, and I feel like he had beaten me most times. Maybe I had pulled one out. I guess definitely this one I pulled out. You see here, Super Bowl celebration. It looks pretty great in this game. It's nice to get it because I haven't played any of these modes that you would normally see it, so it was kind of fun to see it. My guys getting all choked up. Their team's all upset. You see I have those funky pads too. Look at my guys. They're so jacked up and huge here. I find this one pretty funny. And yeah, I feel like I did a good job just playing like a scheme that I generally do and just staying within the league rules and like mixing it up as much as I can to get it together. So another video here too of it. A little bit more celebration. Shows some of the replays here. Those pads are still so funny. I love that I do that. I don't know. But let me know if you think those pads that I rock are just whack or, but I think they're pretty funny. Pretty cool to see the celebration. I guess not bad. I feel like they could have done a little bit more. Who cares though? I guess I'm trying to savor this moment because I guess when you do play against, like, I don't know. I played like 3 seasons against all these users too. Oh yeah, there we go. Rays in the Super Bowl here. Raymond James Stadium. I don't know what stadium. I don't know what stadium that is. Raymond James. I should know. But that boom. It's funny because I also moved this team from from Tennessee to Toronto. So they've they pretty much won the Super Bowl. Has that ever happened in the history that a team wins the championship in any sport, in any league, and then isn't going to stay there? They end up moving. That's pretty ridiculous. I don't know if I've ever heard of that. They leave. Think how gutted a fan base would be if that happened to them. Man, that would be ridiculous. I know I've been having a lot of fun in Madden 19 all year. I got to be honest. I know this game has gotten a lot of hate, and people dislike a lot of things about it. And, you know, I've had a hard time really getting to the next level in this game. I've been pretty decent at it. You know, getting 16 wins, like, no problem in Weekend League. But getting past that point has always been a struggle for me. So I in spite of that, this has actually been my favorite out of Madden 17, 18, and 19. Madden 19 has actually been my favorite game, surprisingly. I mean, with the zone thresholds last year was interesting because you kind of knew a little bit more what you were getting. But this year I feel like I'm actually mixing zone and man more. And even in plays, I have like a little bit of man coverage, a little bit of zone coverage. So I think it's interesting how the game kind of changed this year, but I've enjoyed it a lot. So I don't know. Surprisingly, I would give 17 like a 7 out of 10. I would give 18 like a 7.5 out of 10, and I would give 19 an 8 out of 10. Those are my ratings on these games. But from playing Madden 20, it's interesting how many changes they are willing to make and how different they want to make the game. And yet how similar it is. It's interesting. We'll see how they balance that out when the game actually comes out. So I'm just trying to look at my notes for Madden 20 that maybe I didn't catch from the first one. Yeah, the sidelines, that was one interesting. There's a little bit more play to them that you can stay in. They may tune that down, especially like the rack catch near the sideline. Now you can stay in bounds a lot more. Like if you're running towards it, you can rack it and really turn it up field along and not get it cut off like in the past. The QB runs are great too. They really feel good when you switch between that. Sometimes I had trouble though, and I couldn't get my throw off, and I'd end up running out of bounds and stuff. That was kind of rough. So that you have to really be careful with that. Yes, there is a lurk timeout. I think I questioned that as well at one point. Not sure if there actually was. And yeah, throws can be so close to players that you don't get an animation. That's what's crazy. The new throw arcs really separate high-low reads, so it's interesting to see how they'll let that play. I was kind of bummed out sometimes where I felt like I should be getting animations, but I wasn't. Like, we're not talking about those way over my head and not getting lurks. I mean, like, he was right beside the guy who caught the ball and he just didn't play it. Maybe it was slightly over his head, but at least give me the animation of it missing and I'd feel better about it. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all that stuff that I was kind of going over. It's interesting that now I feel like in past years, a wide receiver versus DB, the DB had the advantage on catching the ball, where now high-end wide receivers have a huge advantage getting those catch-in-front animations over DBs. So I think that's going to be interesting this year. It's definitely going to be a big passing meta. I think the run, too, I think what's looking good is that if you put in the time and put in the work with your pass and run game and have those skills, it can really pay off. So hopefully that is the way that it does end up working. So I'm excited to see. So thank you for checking out this video. I've been Time Bomb. You guys are awesome, and I will catch you later.